All right. Now let's make sure we have everything. You ready, Judy? All right, begin checklist. Basic proposal of the customer.
Check.
Engineering specs.
Check.
Case histories.
Check.
Customer endorsements.
Check.
Competitive cost analysis report. Oh, come on. Now, where's the competitive cost analysis report?
Mr. Ferris, don't get excited. Kathy is collating it.
Judy, I've got to be there in 20 minutes.
Here she comes now. I told you not to get excited.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, and Mr. Ferris, Mr. Thorne wants to see you before you go.
Do me a favor, please, Judy. Tell Mr. Thorne you didn't see me today.
Oh, but
You're a doll, Judy. Bye-bye.
Bill? Bill? Oh, I'm glad I caught you before you got out the door. Can I see you a minute?
Look, Dan, I've got an important meeting with Crawford in just 15 minutes.
You won't be late. Come on in and close the door. Bill, I've just had a look at the sales reports for the past 90 days.
You're not going to go into that now.
Well, it seems to me that you've been having a bad time of it lately.
I've had a few bad breaks, so...
Well, if you need help, that's what a sales manager's for.
Look, Dan, I made 118% of quota last year, and I'd be doing better this year if only... If you get those girls up there lazy...
No, wait, hold on. What's all this?
Why can't I get anything done around here? I need proposals for my customers. I've got to get letters out.
Oh, come on. The other salesmen don't seem to be having a problem.
Engineering owes me at least 4 sets of spec sheets. I need prices on 5 jobs that were due last week. Nobody told me we were back.
Hold it down? Boy, are you defensive.
Look, Dan, I've got a meeting in exactly 12 minutes. I haven't had a sale in 10 days. Now, what do you want from me?
Results, not excuses. You'd better get over and see Crawford.
Don't you think I know that? Look, Dan, I've done my homework on this one. Customer endorsements, proposals and recommendations, engineering specs, case histories. And look at this. That's a competitive cost analysis. It proves that we can give them better quality products at the same price or less than all of the other major competition.
Hey, this is great.
This is going to do it, Dan.
Okay, fella. Get in there. Make it happen.
And, these are the case histories, Mr. Crawford.
I see.
They're a little smudged.
Do you often sweat like this?
No. One of the girls in the office spilled some coffee on it.
Mm-hmm. What about the comparative cost analysis you promised?
I thought you'd never ask. I've spent the last 5 days preparing this. It's right here in my case. It's, I think you're really going to... I must have already taken it out. It's, I had it right here in my briefcase.
Well, suppose we pick up this discussion at another time.
Wait, I know just where it is. I was showing it to my sales manager just prior to coming over here. I could have it back here in 30 minutes.
I'm afraid I'll be tied up the rest of the day.
What about tomorrow?
I'm afraid it'll be at least 2 weeks. I'm going on a trip and... Well, I haven't exactly turned you down.
I had it with me.
I'll tell you what. Get it to my home tonight so I can look it over.
Yes, sir. Have one of the girls in the office drop it off on their way home.
Well, is he a salesman or isn't he? John, I'll call you back. You don't have to tell me.
If you hadn't called me
Oh,
in here...
come on.
I had him sold.
Then get back there.
It's too late. Dan, I don't seem to be doing anything right anymore.
You're in a slump. You're working out of habit instead of inspiration.
All right, so I'm stale. Now, how do I get out of it?
If I had the answer to that one, I'd be a millionaire.
Look, if I could just get some cooperation around here.
You're uptight.
All right, I'm a little uptight, but I'm not in a slump.
You are. I know the signs. I've been in enough of them myself. Now, look, everybody goes into a slump. Bankers, salesmen, politicians, athletes. Now, look at the 1969 Cubs. They finished the season 1 month before the rest of the league. Now, people like Wilt Chamberlain...
Can I go now? I've got 2 important appointments.
Cancel them.
What?
You heard what I said. Cancel them. In your frame of mind, I don't want you within 100 yards of a customer.
What am I supposed to do? Go stand in a corner?
You're supposed to knock off the smart remarks and do something to clear your mind.
Like a couple of dozen martinis?
Bill, you're taking the afternoon off and you're playing some golf. That's an order.
What's so funny, fella?
I'd hate to be the golf ball you're going to hit today.
Pretend it's my sales manager's head. I may just break par.
Not with that attitude, you won't. Do you have a game?
Nope. I'm here on orders.
Well, maybe we can play around together. Say, what's bothering you anyway?
The world. You are looking at a salesman who is in a genuine, gold-plated, grade A slump.
Welcome to the club.
You a salesman, too?
No, but I know what you're going through. I go through a bit of it in my own field.
Well, maybe we can commiserate as we hack our way around the course. I'll go sign us in at the pro shop. My name is Bill Ferris.
Julian Boros. Call me Jay.
I'll go sign us in, Jay.
Eh?
Oh, how do you spell that?
B-O-R-O-S.
That's just great. I'm not uptight enough. Now I'm going to go out and play golf with one of the world's greatest golfers. This is going to be one beautiful day. Would you like to go first?
No, you go ahead.
I haven't done that since I was a kid.
Relax. You've got a long way to go.
Normally I'd show this card to all my friends just to prove I played golf with Julian Boros, but not after taking an 8.
Tell them you were trying to make me look good.
You know, I joined that twosome, only I'm afraid they'd beat me.
You're not concentrating.
How can I concentrate when I'm playing with a top pro?
That's not what's bothering you.
Well, then what is?
Your sales problem. You're carrying it around in every shot. In fact, you're demonstrating in your golf game what you're probably doing as you go from customer to customer.
That's exactly why my boss sent me out here today.
His intentions may have been good, but nothing's going to work until your mental attitude turns around.
Well, there's nothing wrong with me that one good sale wouldn't cure.
You sound like me when I can't put 2 good shots together.
How do you get out of it?
I'll show you what I do. The first thing you have to do is recognize what's happening. You're in a slump. Part of it is physical, but most of it is mental. And always remember, you're not alone. There's never been a golfer, or a salesman who hasn't been in a tailspin at some time in his life.
Yeah, but that's not much consolation when it's happening to you.
But it will save you from that despair and depression that can only make things worse. If you're a pro in your job, you finally face the issue. Now you're ready to start on the road back. Maybe you'll ask another salesman to watch you work. Sometimes another pro can spot the little things you're doing wrong. What you have to recognize is that you must be doing something a little different, because you're getting different results. I think I seem to be moving ahead of that thing.
Looks like you're getting a little high with this side, Jake. Try to stay back a little bit and work under with this shoulder. Try to go under a little more this way.
Work the right shoulder under a little bit, eh?
Yes.
When a professional golfer realizes that the ball is no longer going where he thought it would,
A little better.
it's time to go back to the basics.
And that means?
Work, work, and more work. There's only one way to get back in the groove. You've got to work the kinks out. What are you doing?
Take a look.
What's this all about?
That's a little tip that's going to straighten out my game. And I don't mean golf.
Well, you'd better worry about golf. You're right at the base of a tree.
That figures.
Hold it a minute, Bill. Relax. There's nobody behind us.
I can't get a break. First I hook into the trees, then I wind up in the sand trap.
Look, hazards are part of the game. If you can't accept the fact that you're going to be in trouble every now and then, you shouldn't even be out here.
Well, you're right, but... Well, I've always had trouble with sand traps.
Maybe I can give you a few tips.
I thought you'd never ask.
Probably the most important thing in sand trap play is the club. You've got to have a proper sand iron. And what you want to do, Bill, is hit the sand with the back of the club, the back of the flange here, not the leading edge. And you want to keep the blade open as you make your shot. That's the toe of the club just slightly open. Play it off your left heel. This gives you a little outside-in action. It puts a little spin on the ball when it hits the green. And take about 2 or 3 inches of sand. Or hit about 2 or 3 inches in back of the ball. Take a little upright swing, and that's about all you can do. And it'll pop out the same way every time you hit it.
Would you like to show me?
All right, let me demonstrate this for you.
Please.
Playing the ball inside the left heel, blade slightly open, 2 or 3 inches in back of the ball. Don't go in. Missed it by an inch. That doesn't look very hard.
No, it does.
Why don't you try a few of them?
Well, that's more like it. First hole I parred today.
Getting your confidence back?
Yeah, a little.
Maybe if your golf game comes back, you'll come out of that sales slump, too.
Well, I've always been afraid to blast out of a trap before.
That's the trouble with most of us. It's the difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it that way. For instance, in your job, I bet you're going to have to blast out of your mental sand trap before you get moving again.
What do you mean, mental sand trap?
I don't know about selling, but in golf, it's forecasting trouble instead of success. In professional golf, most of the players eliminate themselves as real contenders during the practice rounds. They make mental notes of various trouble spots on the course, and when the tournament begins, you can bet that some of these players will be involved in that trouble. That's why people like Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player stay on top year after year. We look at the game as 18 holes with a tee at one end, a cup at the other, and a long, narrow fairway in between.
Can I just throw mine over?
That looks good. Uh-oh, bad break.
You had to go and mention sand traps now, didn't you? Look out!
How about that one? That was a great trap shot,
Thank you.
Bill.
You think I'm ready for the tour?
Yes, you beat me at my best game.
I choke up within 2 feet. Would you like me to put on?
All right.
You want me to mark that?
Whatever your pleasure. You want to knock it in, or
All righty.
go ahead? Oh, solid stroke.
Get it out of here.
See if I can ease this one in here. Oh, just caught the left side.
I thought I was going to pick one up on you that hole, but...
Well, the game's getting a little bigger, better, more enjoyable.
Boy, did you see the way I blasted out of that sand trap? Wham! 4 feet right to the pin.
Look out, big shot. You've got 9 holes to go. What do you have?
Something tall and cool.
Hey, you're supposed to be concentrating on your golf game.
You know, I'm snapping out of my depression.
It's about time.
No, I mean it, Jay. You know what you said this morning about blasting out of mental sand traps? Well, that's so true in selling. This morning, for instance, it was for getting an important report for a customer. It's been one thing or another for weeks. Like, I'll go in for an important meeting with a customer knowing that he likes to keep me on the defensive. So what do? I walk right into it. By finding out that I've been underbid, and instead of selling quality, I accept it.
You couldn't have sold me an 18-carat tee for a nickel when I first met you today.
Yeah, but that was before. But you look out, Mr. Boros. By the end of this day, you're liable to be the only player on the tour with an 18-carat tee.
Shall we order something?
Iced tea, please. I don't care how great a golfer you are, Julius Boros, or how badly you beat me. I'm having fun.
Well, it's about time. No wonder your game is starting to work.
What did you take on that hole?
I made 4.
I just think you should know I birdied that hole. Yeah, maybe you didn't understand. I just beat you on that hole.
Good for you. You're having fun now, aren't you?
Anytime I beat you on a hole, you'd better believe I'm having fun.
Now, if you're going to translate that to your selling, you'll start pulling out of that slump.
You lost me on that one, Jay.
Bill, if you're good at something, you have fun doing it. I play golf because I really enjoy the game. Don't you have fun selling?
Yeah, until it gets like it's been lately.
That's what I'm talking about. You've got to put the fun back into it.
Yeah, but how do you do that?
Nobody can tell you. That's something personal, but if you want to bad enough, you can put the enjoyment back into your sales life.
Put the fun back into it. Coming out, Jay. Heads up.
Did you find it?
Yeah, and 3 more. It's against my principles to lose a ball.
Go ahead and make your shot. I'm already on the green.
You certainly are. You know, Jay, why so many salesmen like to play golf?
I always figured so they could let their customers win.
Well, that's one good reason, but another good reason is because golf is so much like selling. See, a golfer goes out and he competes against himself and his previous score. Well, a salesman does the same thing. He competes against himself and his previous quota. And the course itself is set up exactly like his territory, with each individual hole representing an individual sale.
In that case, you bogeyed this morning.
I sure did. That's the heart of my problem. See, I get off to a good start. Now, that's the drive. I get the customer interested enough to ask questions. That's the fairway shot. I overcome his objections, and I've really got him listening to me now. That's the approach. Then I start leading him toward the close. That's the putt. That's where I've been bogeying.
Well, that's understandable. That's the moment of truth, whether it's in golf or in selling. That's where you mark the score down for that hole.
Exactly. That's where all the fun's been missing out of it. You know what you said back there on that tee makes an awful lot of sense, Jay. See, no two salesmen are alike. But I used to get my kicks out of those final few seconds before the closing of a sale. And that's exactly what I've been missing in my selling.
When you miss one, you really miss.
Hey, you know something? If we don't count the first 6 holes, this is the best game I've ever played in my life.
That's because you started to compete. You were all ready to feel sorry for yourself while you played a bad game of golf.
Listen, if you'd been in my frame of mind...
I've been in your frame of mind. If you think missing a sale is so bad, try missing the 36-hole cut after finishing in 32 consecutive tournaments in the money.
I guess you did know my frame of mind. You know something, Jay? You've not only helped me with my game of golf, but I think you've given me the tools to snap out of my sales slump. Here, take a look at this.
Work the kinks out. That's just a matter of going back to basics. Retraining yourself to make sure you're doing the fundamentals correctly. Anytime things aren't going the way they should, it's time to start working the kinks out. Blast out of your mental sand trap. All the practice in the world won't help a man who has a negative mental attitude. You've got to regain your confidence, and when you're in a competitive situation, you've got to blast through your mental hazards.
That sounds violent, but I bet it works.
Put the fun back into it. You can only be successful when you enjoy what you're doing. Once the fun comes back, the luck seems to come right back along with it. What are you smiling at?
I'm beginning to realize that maybe my sales manager isn't so dumb after all.
You know, there's one more thing I'd like to show you. Have you got a little time?
Sure.
Come on over to the house and meet my family.
I'd be honored.
Yes. Honey, this is Bill Ferris. Bill, this is my wife,
Hi,
Emma.
Jody. How do you do? It's Ferris. How are you? Where
And
you
that
been?
little one you were leading was Jody, and this is Guy.
Hi, Guy. How are you?
And this is Joy.
Nice to meet you.
And Gay.
Okay, hi, how are you?
And Gary.
Gary?
And this is Julius Jr.
Big guy, huh?
My oldest boy is in college, so he's down here.
Would you like a tall, cool drink?
No, thank you, Mrs. Boros.
Why don't we all go inside anyway?
Wow, look at those. Really something. You must be very proud of them. What's that one right down there?
Well, this is the replica of the U.S. Open Championship I won in 1963, and the smaller one is a replica of the World Championship of Golf. And the two over there are the trophies for the Buick Open Championship that I won in separate years. They're certainly nice to have, and some of them go back to my amateur days.
Now, you see, Jay, if you were a salesman, you wouldn't be so sentimental. You'd take the money and run.
That's what they used to do in professional golf, but you know, they found out something. Man doesn't live by bread alone. Even a sophisticated golfer like Arnold Palmer likes to have that trophy, likes to have something physical as a reward for his accomplishments.
You're right. I didn't realize how much recognition meant to me until I went into this slump. Oh, I'm not talking about money, just the satisfaction of knowing that your boss is satisfied with your work, or that a customer respects you enough to want to do business with you. A lot of things like that.
Well, a lot of days you wonder if you'll really make it, and then when you do, you're a hero for a moment.
Right. And the next day you've got to go out and do it all over again.
And why not? What kind of a man wants to be frozen in time? A hero just once. I look at these trophies, and do you know what I see? An 18-hole playoff with Arnold Palmer and Jackie Cupid for the National Open title. And the smaller one is coming from 3 strokes behind the last day to win the golf tournament.
I just realized something I never knew before. You're the guy that's supposed to be so relaxed, but you're driven by the same kind of ego that makes me want to be the best salesman in the world.
What's wrong with that? That's taking pride in the fact that you have a God-given talent and you're using it properly. Have you still got those scorecards with you?
Sure.
Then write this down. Make it happen. You know what I mean by that? Most people let things happen, but you can make it happen if you believe in yourself and what you're doing and why you're doing it. What's the most important reason you have for wanting to succeed?
Well, I don't know if there is any one reason.
There's got to be one that keeps the others in focus. In my case, it's my family. I love my family and I love my golf. I'm one of the luckiest men in the world because the two things in my life I love most work together to give me a full life. With that going for me, there's no reason why I can't make it happen.
You know, Jay, I have the same thing going for me.
Then what are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for you to drive me back to the golf club. Been quite a day.
I haven't talked so much in a long time.
You're some salesman. You sold me and myself.
I think we both got something out of it. I've got some work to do.
What, this late?
I had a bad 3-wood shot on the 7th hole, and I'm going out to the practice tee to work the king set.
You know, now you mention it, there's something I've got to do right away, too. Jay, thanks for the lesson.
Bill, it's fine. It's been fun. Thank you.
Bye. Judy, this is Mr. Ferris. Can I have J.J. Crawford's home address and phone number, please?
I have it right here in my book.
See this competitive cost analysis right away, Mr. Crawford.
Well, you didn't have to come all this way yourself.
I came here because my carelessness this morning might have cost your company 2 weeks of substantial savings.
Say, there's a change in you since I saw you this morning. What did you do? Make the rounds this afternoon with an older pro?
How did you guess? And now then, let's get down to the facts.
All right, Ferris, but don't you think it's a little late in the day to be selling?
Mr. Crawford, it's never too late in the day to make it happen.